Now, to begin today's video, we actually pick up with Supergirl right now in space. Now, the reason why she's in space right now is because she basically received some kind of distress signal. And when she heard that distress signal, it told her she needs to go towards it to help the people who are calling out for help. Now, with her actually doing that, of course, you do have Dr. Veritas, and I really hope I pronounce her name correctly, actually contact Supergirl to see where in the world she is going. And the reason why, because Dr. Veritas is actually trying to help Supergirl and cure her kryptonite poisoning. And you're wondering where in the world she got that kind of poisoning from? Well, it took place back on the Hell on Earth crossover event that we had covered that she did with Superman and Superboy. But at the end of that event, she defeated the main bad guy, which was Hell. But when she did that, of course, she got kryptonite poisoning. And so she is slowly dying. And the doctor back on Earth is trying to cure that sickness from her. But of course, when it comes to Supergirl, she's like, listen, you have been trying to find a way to cure me, and you haven't the last couple weeks. And I know sooner or later I'm going to die. So why in the world should I stay in your labs just wasting away when I can go out there and help people across the universe? And so right now you actually have Supergirl going towards that distress signal to hopefully help the people who are calling out for help. Now we do jump back in time where we actually see Supergirl meeting up with the Silver Banshee. Now, usually the Silver Banshee is a bad guy that Superman had fought against over the years before the New 52. But in the New 52, Silver Banshee is kind of like a hero somewhat, and matter of fact, a close friend of Supergirl. Now, this is Supergirl coming to Silver Banshee to tell her, hey, listen, I'm going to leave the Earth. And the reason why, because as soon as I arrived on your Earth, it has been one thing after another. Now, she has not told Silver Banshee that she is basically dying just yet. It's just that she is going to leave the Earth and she may not ever see her dear friend ever again. Now, for Silver Banshee, she's a real jerk in this moment right now because really she feels like her life is actually worse than Supergirl. And she actually tries to project that towards Supergirl, saying like, listen, life sucks, but why in the world should I feel sorry for you when everyone's life sucks on this planet? Now, of course, that upsets Supergirl and she flies away. But right before she flies away, you do have Supergirl tell Silver Banshee that she is basically dying. And that right there tells Silver Banshee, oh my God, I was a jerk to my close friend. Now, you do have Supergirl back in the present day being able to arrive to that other planet that has sent out that distress signal asking for help. Now, when she gets there, of course, that is the moment she sees the planet is being attacked by some kind of creature. And of course, you do have Supergirl just jump right in to help these people out to fight against this creature. Now, with her doing that though, of course, we come to find out that somebody is actually watching her. Now, we have no idea who this person is, but we are going to learn as we go through this video. But of course, he is watching over her and he says, listen, I need to bring her in because she is going to help us. And of course, this is our main bad guy. Now, he is telling all of this to his assistant, who is also watching Supergirl. But apparently this assistant is native to this planet, meaning that the creature that Supergirl is fighting against at the moment to protect these people, well, in reality, it's just a fake plan to bring her here to hopefully capture her. And so now you have Supergirl fighting against a creature thinking that she's actually helping out, but in reality is going to set up a huge trap down the road. Now, you do have Supergirl go down and she does get confronted by a crowd of people who are thankful for what she has done, which was getting rid of that creature. Now, the assistant to the main bad guy of the book, he does have the ability to shapeshift. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because he does change his face to look like an elder to this world. And then he walks out to greet Supergirl and tells her that his name is Delacour. And right now, she's on the planet Inoxia, and I really hope I pronounced that correctly. Now, Inoxia is a very interesting world because you do have Delacour tell Supergirl that they have the ability to fix themselves without any kind of construction work because their entire planet is basically a material that is similar to clay. And so all the buildings that got wrecked by that creature were just fixed just like that. Now, on top of that, you do have Delacour tell Supergirl that this world does not stay in one place in the universe. It actually travels throughout the universe. And throughout their time, they have been able to collect different things from dead worlds and live worlds. And so that is the moment you had Delacour tell Supergirl that they were able to collect some things from her home world before it was destroyed, which was Krypton. Now, with Supergirl seeing that Delacour and his people have the ability to shapeshift and also change their planet to look like something that someone wants, for Supergirl, she's hoping that maybe, just maybe, Delacour could turn a part of their world into Krypton so that she can relive some great moments of her life. Now, while you had Delacour kind of giving her a tour around the area, getting her used to their world, well, that is the moment she is confronted by the main bad guy of the book. And that is the moment she is confronted by Cyborg Superman, or I call him Cyborg Superman II, because this is technically in the New 52, the second Cyborg Superman. And this one is completely different from the first one. And you see what I mean as we go through this book. Now, their conversation is honestly not that bad because you do have Supergirl very intrigued to learn more about Cyborg Superman. Like, who is he? Where did he come from? Why does he look like that? Is he a clone? Why does he look like a half man, half machine? Why does he look like my cousin, but again, half man, half machine? He's holding the House of L symbol on his chest. What in the world is going on? She even says, he is a Cyborg Superman. And he says, yes, I am one. But your questions, I cannot answer because when it comes to my memories, they're all gone. I have no idea if I'm from Krypton or maybe after Krypton. He has no idea. But he's hoping that with Supergirl being here, just maybe, Supergirl will be able to unlock those memories to actually help him out. At the same time, he's hoping that he can help her. And she's wondering, what does he mean when it comes to helping her? Now, you do have Delacour and Cyborg Superman gives Supergirl her home again. What I mean is that they basically use the planet's ability, which is to recreate things, and they recreate the home of Supergirl that she had back on Krypton. Now, this is huge because they got every detail down to key. And so with that being said, when she walks inside, she begins to cry because now she's able to see her home once again in front of her, not in her head. And so with that, she's kind of like, you did something great for me. Now, they don't stop there. They again use the planet's ability to make her a clay clone of her mother. Now again, back on Krypton, Supergirl and her mother were very close. So now she has a chance to spend time with her mom, even though it is a clay clone. Now you would think the way she's acting is very weird, but at the same time, you have to remember she has kryptonite poisoning inside of her. And with that poisoning, she's kind of like, I'm dying. And so with me dying, I finally get the chance to spend time with my mother before I die. I'll take that, even though it is a clay clone. Now, while she's hanging out with her fake mother, you do have Cyborg Superman and Delacour talk to one another and wonder if they should tell Supergirl their big secret. But then you had Delacour think that it would be a good idea to use his shapeshift ability to look like the father of Supergirl, which is Jor-el. But let's not forget, in an earlier video, Supergirl found out what her father was doing to her right before he had sent her off to Earth, before Krypton blew up. He was basically testing on her and adding in different kind of chemicals to kind of help her out on her space travel. But either way though, with that being said, Delacour realized if he does shapeshift to look like Jor-el, it could cause problems for them and Supergirl, because their goal is to break down all of her defenses. So when it comes time to get what they want, they can just grab it from her, and that is it. But if Jor-el appears as a clay clone, those defense systems could rise back up, and of course meaning that they can get what they want from Supergirl. Now we do get a page that tells us that Cyborg Superman is not the one in charge, because while Supergirl is hanging out with her clay clone mother, well, that is the moment the real bad guy, the real main bad guy of the book actually contacts Superman, or Cyborg Superman, and tells him that with Supergirl having kryptonite poisoning, things have changed. Right now, he needs to go ahead and capture Supergirl so that our mysterious character can study her. Now, with that being said, Cyborg Superman doesn't want that, because he wants to use Supergirl for something else. And we're about to learn what that something else actually is. Now, you do have Cyborg Superman basically tell Supergirl what he wants, what he needs. Now, I find this part very hilarious because honestly it's very creepy, but you do have Cyborg Superman tell Supergirl that he needs her body. Now that came out wrong, but in reality that's what he says. He needs her body, her skin, because once he's able to grab her and kind of transfer her body into him, he'll be complete. Meaning that he will not look like half man, half machine. He'll look just like a man. And that is what he wants. Now, as soon as he tells Supergirl that, she's kind of like, oh, okay, I see what you need. Okay, you need my help to get complete. You want a full body. I get that. No. Like, she's like, no, that's creepy. That's weird. That sounds insane. Why in the world would I do that for you? I just met you. Yes, you gave me a lot of different things. A fake mother, a fake home, you know, all that jazz. That is great. But now you're going to tell me you want to take my body, even though I'm dying, and add that body to your body so that you'll be complete. No. And so, of course, that does lead into a big battle. Now, with this battle going on, here's the big problem though. Remember, the planet they on, Inoxia, is a big puddle of clay, meaning that it's able to recreate or create anything in their image. And so that is the moment they are able to create almost every single person that Supergirl has met on Earth. And that is very huge because in her short period of time on Earth, she met a lot of people and a lot of powerful people. And right now, it is Inoxia just trying to use the fake clay people as a way to grab her to bring her to Cyborg Superman. Now, when it comes to the third chapter of the book, we can technically skip over a lot of content. And the reason why, because a lot of pages is really just Supergirl fighting against the clay clones of the people that she had met on Earth. So like Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Justice League, and the list goes on. And not just good people, also bad people as well. But each page is basically dedicated to a character that played a role in Supergirl's life. And so with that being said, it's her kind of realizing how each person played a role in her life. Now, she's able to defeat every single one of these characters until a clay clone of hell appears. And that right there was hard for her to kind of fight against. And the reason why, because that was the first guy she ever loved, even though in the storyline, they barely met and she fell in love in like 2 minutes. But anyways, she loved that character so much. And so when there is a fake clay clone of him and him dying, it just hurts because she was the one that really killed him at the end of the Hell on Earth event. Now we know he's not dead, but in her mind, Hell is dead, and it was her who killed him. Now with that being said, she basically breaks down crying because she couldn't handle the idea of fighting against a clay clone of Hell. Now, with the kryptonite poisoning being her body and also fighting against the clay clones of the people she had met on Earth, she was very weakened. And so you do have Cyborg Superman being able to take her out so easily. And with him doing that, of course, he was able to capture her. And so now it seems like Cyborg Superman might get what he wants from Supergirl, which is her body, which is her skin, to complete his half man, half machine body of his. Now, you would think that maybe, just maybe, there could be a way that Supergirl is going to be saved before her body is really transferred over to Cyborg Superman. But for the sake of the story, she's not saved. Matter of fact, they turn the machine on, and by the next page, we see that Supergirl was turned into complete dust, but she was absorbed and of course handed over to Cyborg Superman so that he can finally have a full body of skin and not be a half man, half machine person. But here comes the big problem though. Now remember what I said earlier, that there was another villain playing a role in this storyline, and of course we come to find out who that villain was, and that villain is no other than Brainiac, because Brainiac apparently plays a very big role in the origin of Cyborg Superman #2. Now, of course, with Brainiac attacking, he was the one who told Cyborg Superman, I want you to capture Supergirl now so that I can study her. Because again, when it comes to Brainiac, he always wants to study different things across the universe for all the different needs he has. And so he was the one who was contacting Cyborg Superman earlier. And right now he's attacking the area because he wants Supergirl. He wants to study Supergirl. But to make things even crazier for this whole storyline, and this is why I say this is Cyborg Superman 2, because the original Cyborg Superman had a different name, and that Cyborg Superman was known as Hank Henshaw. This Cyborg Superman is apparently, get this, Jor-el, the father of Supergirl. He is Cyborg Superman #2. And the big question is now, how is that even possible? Now, when it comes to the 4th chapter of this book, it really gives you the origin of Cyborg Superman #2, Jor-el. Now, there are some other contexts we could look at and kind of go over, but in reality, I just want to focus on the origin of Cyborg Superman. Now, with that being said, Cyborg Superman #2, which is Jor-el, well, the reason why he is still alive is because of Brainiac. And with the 4th chapter of the storyline, it explains how he survived. Now, I do want to mention something we learned a couple videos ago for Supergirl, that her father was able to build a device to go around Argo City, the city that Supergirl grew up in back on Krypton. Now, the reason why Jor-el put this device around Argo City is because when Krypton blew up, Argo City was able to survive and live on. Now, of course, with him doing that, he thought he was a great hero because he was able to save him and his wife and the people in Argo City. The problem is, though, of course, his wife hated him because let's not forget, in an earlier video, we found out that Supergirl's mother found out what Jor-el was doing, which was getting Supergirl ready to travel across the universe to Earth without telling his wife what he was going to do with their daughter. Now, with that being said, though, they did live on Argo City after Krypton blew up. But of course, this random piece of a planet, Argo City, was just traveling throughout the universe with no actual direction to go to. And of course, the reserves he had kept in Argo City began to die off, and so did the people. And so with that, it's kind of like his big plan to save Argo City fell apart. But right when it seems like he was going to die with the city he tried to save, Brainiac appeared. Brainiac took him in. Brainiac began the process of working on him because to Brainiac, Jor-el wasn't perfect. He was made by nature. He wasn't made by computer, by design. And so with him being made by design, that to Brainiac means he is now perfect. And he was really a machine to be used by Brainiac to go around the universe to see which race is actually a good race, a more unique race for Brainiac to use in his future experiments and to kill off the weak. And so that is the full origin of Cyborg Superman #2 in the New 52. Now, when we jump into the present day, you do have Jor-el freaking out. And the reason why, because he just realized what he just did. He realized that he is Jor-el and he had just kind of killed his own daughter and added his daughter's skin and body to his body so that he will no longer be Cyborg Superman. But with that being said, he does tell his assistant, we need to bring her back because she's not dead. In reality, she's still alive. Her mind was just added into a computer system or a hive mind. And so right now it's kind of like we need to pull her mind out of that hive mind, give her back her body and save her from Brainiac because I can't let Brainiac take my daughter. He already took so much from me with Argo City. He can't take any more. And so of course, they're going to begin the process of actually bringing Supergirl back to life. Now, we are basically going to wrap this story up, and the reason why I say that is because the last few pages really set up the next big storyline we're going to cover, which is Krypton Returns, another crossover with Superman, Supergirl, and Superboy. But with that being said, though, you do have Brainiac still attacking the planet Intoxia, but Cyborg Superman and Delico was able to bring Supergirl back to life. Now, with Supergirl being alive once again, you do have Supergirl realize that she has her body back, which means that Cyborg Superman just saved her. Now, she does not actually help her father fight against Brainiac. Instead, she escapes. She leaves. She leaves the planet, and you have Cyborg Superman fighting against Brainiac, even though he was made by Brainiac. And the reason why he is fighting against Brainiac is because he lost his memory of who Supergirl was, who he was. And so with that, he's kind of like, Brainiac, you're attacking me, and I told you I wanted Supergirl to complete my process so that I will no longer be half man, half machine. But here you are attacking me and you're trying to capture Supergirl so that you can study her. He has no idea who he is or who she was and what had happened. The only thing he knows is that they began the process of transferring the mind and body and skin of Supergirl to him, but when Brainiac attacked, he basically lost a chance to gain his body. Now that is not true because we all know what happened. He did gain the body of Supergirl, but he lost it. But either way, to end this storyline, you do have Supergirl in space traveling, trying to get back home to Earth. The problem is, though, she does run into the Oracle, and the Oracle was the same guy we saw at the very end of the Hell on Earth storyline, which means that we're about to get into Krypton Returns, a Superman, Supergirl, Superboy crossover storyline once again. But with that being said, I do hope you enjoyed today's comic book video, and if you did, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But I'll see y'all next time, the next comic book video. Later, guys.